Here's something wild I'm going to give you. Your phone can predict what you'll be watching next before you even know it. Not because it's spying on you, but because every pause, every scroll, even the half second your eyes lay on that phone, it teaches the algorithm everything it needs to know to keep your brain interested in it. And when that notification pops up, your brain reacts in zero point 0.1 seconds. That's way more faster than you react to someone calling your name. So, I want you to imagine your brain is a giant city. Every time you scroll, you build new roads, habits. And you do it enough times that those roads become highways, and your brain takes those highways automatically. But here's the big twist. Those highways are being built on a brain that is still under construction. That is what it means to be teenagers online nowadays. So, hi everyone. Welcome back to the Doctor Interested podcast. The podcast where we explore how the world shapes us the way we think, feel, and grow. I'm your host, Sanaya, and today we're going to be diving into topics that every teen knows very well, but they don't really understand it well. So, how social media and technology influence the behavior and the brain development of teenagers. Well, I'm not here to give you a lecture on why phones are bad for us, or I'm not here to give you a neuroscience perspective on everything, but I'm here to give you a real life perspective and an answer to your questions, probably. That why do I keep scrolling when I don't want to? Why does one comment change my whole mood? Why is it so hard to put my phone down even when I feel like I need to study, need to log in, or do whatever the way you want, that kind of way. So in today's episode, we're going to break down 5 points. Number 1, why the teenage brain reacts so strongly to social media. Number 2, how apps influence decision, moods, and habits. Number 3, why comparison culture hits teens the hardest. Number 4, what technology does to sleep and emotional control. And lastly, number 5, how teens can build a healthier relationship with their devices. Let's get started. So, let's get started with the simplest question. Why does social media feel so good? And why is it so hard to stop? Inside your brain, there's a thing called dopamine. It is a feel-good chemical that you automatically get it from the food you like, winning something, or getting compliments. And yes, that counts: likes, notifications, comments, and streaks. Every time you get a notification, your brain gives you a quick reward, aka a small dopamine hit. It is tiny, but it adds up. So, the deeper insight is teen brains release more dopamine than adult brains, and they react strongly to rewards. This is why 1 like can feel encouraging, 20 likes can feel amazing, and 2 likes can feel disappointing. It's not drama, it's biology. If teens don't understand this, they'll think that they're obsessed or lazy. But no, your brain is wired to care. So, one actionable take I could give to you is try turning off one type of notification for 24 hours and try to notice how your brain suddenly feels quieter and calmer. That leads to my second point. Social media just doesn't change how teens feels. It literally changes what they do. So, an example I could give you that you've most likely seen is that someone trying a trend, even if it's dumb or risky, checking your phone even if you already checked it like 0.1 seconds ago, feeling bored when things aren't fast-paced, and needing to record a moment instead of living it. One insight I could give you is study shows that when teens think their peers are watching them, even digitally, they're more likely to take risks. One formula that goes on in the teenage brain is likes equal to social approval, and social approval equals to brain reward. And that formula becomes a loop in our brains. So, if ignored, many teenagers would actually start living for the camera rather than themselves. And you cannot possibly imagine that, but it's the reality. But before posting something, ask yourself, why do I still do that? What I still do this if no one saw it? So that gets to my third point. Nothing hits teens harder than comparison. On social media, you're not comparing yourself to real life. You're comparing yourself to filters, highlighted reels, perfect skin routines, edited bodies, staged relationships, and curated friendships. It's like comparing your behind the scenes to their movie theater. During adolescence, your identity is still forming. So the brain, it pays extra attention on how others look, act, and succeed. This makes teens more sensitive to comparison than adults in general, sorry. So, ignoring this can cause anxiety, insecurity, or pressure to be perfect. So, try muting or unfollowing an account that makes you feel less confident. So now, let's talk about what social media does to the developing brain. The brain part that controls self-control, decision-making, and understanding consequences is the very last part to fully develop, usually around the age of 25. Apps are designed to be fast, emotional, and addictive, so teens end up reacting with emotion before logic even steps up in the game. Then there's late night scrolling plus blue light equals to less melatonin, less deep sleep, and more stress. Even 1 hour less sleep can affect mood, memory, and focus on the next day. So this matters because sleep is when the teen brain grows the most. So set your phone aside for 30 minutes before you go to bed. Your brain will thank you, trust me. Now that gets me to my last point. Social media isn't the villain. It is a tool, but teens need to balance it. So, social media can help with creativity, friendships, community, opportunities, self-expression, and learning. But only when it's used mindfully. So, even a small digital detox like 1 day a week can lower stress and boost happiness. Teens shouldn't feel controlled by their phone. So, one actionable take I could give you is pick one boundary this week. Turn off notifications, no social media before school, no phone in bed, and 1 phone-free hour daily. Small changes shape better habits, and that's gonna get you change. So, today we looked at how social media affects teen behavior and brain development in powerful ways. We covered why dopamine makes notifications addictive, how social media influences decision and habits, why comparison hits harder during adolescence, and how tech affects sleep, emotions, and focus, and simple ways to build a healthier digital routine. Your brain is still growing, which means every scroll, every choice, and every habit is shaping who you're gonna become. The goal isn't to quit social media, it's to use it consciously, not automatically. And that brings us to the end of today's Mind Over Teen episode. Thank you so much for listening. If this episode helped you understand your relationship with social media a little better, go ahead and send it to a friend who scrolls just as much as you do. I'm Sanaya, and I am glad you listened. And this episode is technically where we keep exploring what makes teenage minds so powerful. Thank you and have a good day.